Welcome to a shadowed corner of Beyond the Algo. I'm Isabel De Palma, a markets researcher, and tonight, a dark poet as we descend into the abyss of ambition unchecked. This isn't a tale of triumph or clever code, it's a requiem for a fallen titan, a warning etched in the ruins of billions lost and lives shattered. Our subject, Sam Bankman-Fried, the once heralded crypto king whose empire crumbled under the weight of his own deceptions. This story unfolds in the dim glow of monitors, where algorithms promise salvation but deliver damnation. If the weight feels heavy, that's the point. In trading as in life, the fall is always farther than you imagine. Let us begin not at the end, but in the deceptive calm before the storm. In the shadowed underbelly of the digital frontier, where algorithms hummed like predatory beasts in the ether, Sam Bankman-Fried emerged not as a conqueror, but as a fleeting phantom of promise. Born in 1992 amid the sterile corridors of Stanford's academic elite, Sam's world was one of calculated probabilities from the cradle. His parents, law professors steeped in the cold logic of jurisprudence, instilled in him a reverence for systems, unbreakable, impartial, eternal. Yet, beneath the veneer of intellectual rigor, a hunger stirred, a void that no equation could fill. As a child he dissected board games not for joy, but to expose their flaws, rewriting rules in notebooks stained with the ink of obsession. By adolescence the markets whispered to him through flickering screens in the family study, tales of fortunes forged in the chaos of Wall Street's electronic coliseum. MIT beckoned in 2010, a forge for minds like his. Physics was his major, but the true curriculum lay in the effective altruism circles that ensnared him. Earn to give, the mantra echoed in dimly lit dorm rooms, where young idealists debated the moral arithmetic of maximizing human welfare. Sam internalized it deeply, viewing wealth not as greed's trophy, but as a tool for global salvation. He volunteered at animal welfare farms, adopting veganism as a shield against ethical compromise, yet his eyes gleamed with the predatory focus of a trader scenting blood. Graduation in 2014 thrust him into Jane Street Capital, a quantitative trading firm where the air thrummed with the ceaseless calculations of high-frequency algorithms. Here in the heart of New York's financial district, Sam learned the dance of arbitrage, exploiting microscopic price discrepancies across global exchanges, microseconds deciding empires. The office was a labyrinth of glowing terminals, air-conditioned to a crisp chill that masked the sweat of strained nerves. Sam's desk, cluttered with energy drinks and half-eaten vegan snacks, became his throne. He coded in Python and C, building models that sliced through market noise like scalpels through flesh. Profits accrued not in dramatic windfalls but in relentless drips, pennies per trade multiplying into millions. Colleagues whispered of his genius, the unkempt curls, the perpetual cargo shorts defying corporate decorum, the eyes that darted like cursors across charts. But isolation crept in. Social gatherings were skipped for late-night backtests, conversations dwindled to terse exchanges about volatility surfaces. Sam doesn't do small talk, one trader muttered over lukewarm coffee. He does math. By 2017 the crypto siren called, a lawless realm where traditional finance's shackles dissolved. Bitcoin, Ethereum, these were not mere assets but digital gold rushes, volatile as storm-tossed seas. Sam founded Alameda Research in a modest Berkeley apartment, naming it after the county for anonymity's sake. The firm was a black box from inception, proprietary algorithms scouring exchanges for inefficiencies, buying low on one platform and selling high on another. Initial capital? A modest $100,000 scraped from savings and loans. But the bull run ignited. Bitcoin surged from a $1,000 to $20,000, dragging outs in its wake. Alameda's bots feasted, arbitraging spreads widened by fragmented liquidity. By year's end the firm managed hundreds of millions, Sam's net worth ballooning into the nine figures. Yet the darkness gathered. Crypto's 24/7 rhythm eroded boundaries. Sam relocated to Hong Kong, then the Bahamas, tax havens where sun-drenched beaches contrasted the perpetual night of his trading screens. Sleep became a luxury fragmented into naps on bean bags amid server farms humming like insect swarms. His diet devolved to vegan junk, soy crisps, energy bars, fuel for a body treated as mere vessel for the mind. His relationships, fleeting, complicated by a polyamorous web that blurred lines between personal and professional. Caroline Ellison, a Jane Street alum, joined Alameda as co-CEO, her sharp intellect mirroring his but affection twisted into dependency amid the pressure cooker of perpetual trades. FTX launched in 2019, a sleek exchange engineered for speed and sophistication. Its algorithms matched orders in milliseconds, offering perpetual futures that allowed bets on crypto's endless volatility without expiration's mercy. The platform's interface gleamed with user-friendly polish masking the predatory undercurrents. Venture capital flooded in: Sequoia, Paradigm, Temasek, billions valuing FTX at $18 billion by 2021. Sam became the face of crypto's legitimacy, testifying before Congress in rumpled t-shirts, pledging regulatory cooperation while his empire skirted edges. Philanthropy burnished the image: $50 million to pandemic relief, $30 million to animal welfare. Effective altruism's banner waved high. "I'm not a billionaire for me," he proclaimed in interviews, voice steady amid flashing cameras. "It's for the greater good." But beneath the altruism lurked the fracture. Alameda and FTX intertwined in secret, customer deposits siphoned to cover trading losses. It began small, a temporary loan to plug a hole from a bad arbitrage play. But crypto's manic swings amplified risks. In 2021's bull mania, Alameda leveraged heavily into obscure tokens like Serum and FTT, FTX's native coin, a circular Ponzi of value propped by the exchange itself. Wins were euphoric: private jets to effective altruism conferences, Super Bowl ads featuring Larry David mocking skeptics. FTX losses were buried in off-balance sheet maneuvers, well hidden from auditors who never probed deep enough. The life exacted its toll. Sam's eyes hollowed, dark circles etching permanent shadows. Insomnia plagued him, mind racing through hypothetical scenarios. What if Bitcoin crashes 50%? What if regulators knock? Paranoia seeded doubts: were competitors hacking his algos? Were employees loyal? The Bahamian compound, a sprawling villa complex, became a gilded prison. Mornings blurred into evenings, punctuated by frantic calls to developers optimizing the exchange's matching engine. "Faster," he'd demand, voice edged with desperation. "We need to be untouchable." Social media amplified the myth, Sam tweeting philosophical musings on risk and reward, followers hanging on every word like oracles. Crypto winter descended in 2022, a brutal thaw exposing the rot. Terra Luna's collapse in May vaporized $40 billion market-wide, Alameda's exposure carving a $1 billion crater. Sam patched it with FTX funds, $8 billion in customer assets diverted through a backdoor in the code, invisible to users logging in to check balances. "It's just bridging liquidity," he rationalized in internal chats, fingers flying across keyboards in the dim glow of his office. But the deception deepened. Political donations flowed, $46 million to Democrats, $23 million to Republicans, bribes disguised as civic duty, buying silence from Washington. November brought the reckoning. A CoinDesk article on November 2 leaked Alameda's balance sheet, overleveraged on FTT, insolvent without FTX's artificial support. Panic rippled through the ecosystem. Binance CZ tweeted doubts, triggering a bank run, $6 billion withdrawn in 72 hours. FTX's liquidity evaporated, withdrawals froze. Sam's tweets devolved from confident assurances to desperate pleas: "FTX is fine. Assets are fine." But the algos didn't lie, the order books thinned, prices plummeted. Inside the compound, chaos reigned, employees huddled in war rooms, screens flashing red, air thick with sweat and fear. Caroline wept in corners, Sam paced, hair wild, calculating escape vectors. Bankruptcy was filed on November 11, a $32 billion empire reduced to liabilities exceeding assets by $9 billion. Customers, doctors, teachers, dreamers who'd entrusted life savings, woke to zeroed accounts. Suicides followed, a Canadian pensioner who'd bet his retirement, a young developer in Seoul who'd leveraged his future. Sam's arrest came December 12 in the Bahamas. FBI agents storming the villa at dusk, handcuffs cold against wrists that once commanded billions. Extradited to New York, he faced the sterile glare of federal courtrooms, bail denied amid flight risk fears. The trial in October 2023 was a dirge of betrayal. Prosecutors unveiled emails, code snippets, witness testimonies painting Sam as architect of the fraud. Caroline, granted leniency for cooperation, testified through tears. He directed it all, the commingling, the lies. Sam's defense crumbled on the stand, his once brilliant mind stumbling over contradictions. "I didn't intend harm," he murmured with voice breaking under the judge's unyielding gaze. On November 2 he was found guilty on all counts: wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy. The litany sealed his fate. Sam was sentenced on March 28, 2024 to 25 years in prison. A lifetime for a man who'd peaked at 29. Appeals dragged into 2025, but the cell in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center was unrelenting, concrete walls echoing with distant shouts, no algorithms to command, just the slow drip of regret. Reports from inmates painted a broken figure, Sam, gaunt and withdrawn, poring over legal texts in the dim library light, vegan meals uneaten on trays. Depression cloaked him, therapy sessions probing the void where purpose once resided. "What good can I do now?" he whispered to visitors with eyes distant, fixed on horizons forever lost. Beyond the Algo's cold precision, Sam's story is a requiem for the trader's soul, ambition's pyre, where dreams incinerate in fraud's flames. The market's indifferent behemoths churn on, devouring the hubris tick and the hopeful alike. In the silence of his cell, as December 2025's chill seeps through bars, Sam confronts the eternal regret, the fractured crown of a king dethroned, his legacy a cautionary echo in the digital void. The fall of Sam Bankman-Fried was complete, the darkness absolute.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Beyond the Algo, brought to you by Bell's Forex AudioWorks. If tonight's exploration between human intuition and algorithmic evolution left a mark, please follow the show and share it with one mind that's ready to go deeper. While the resonance is fresh, visit bellsforex.com/tools. 6 precision instruments built for traders who refuse to be limited by the code they run. Completely free, instantly accessible, no gatekeepers. Transcripts, extended notes, and the full archive await you at bellsforex.com. Until the next transmission, trade beyond the visible, stay sovereign in your decisions, and keep refining the edge where flesh and algorithm become one. See you beyond the algo.